Here's what you need to know about getting a job during the coronavirus outbreak. I'm a human resources professional who is steeped in this every day from the business side, and I've gotten hundreds of emails from job seekers like you to let me know what they're up to. And so I'm going to tell you the 5 major insights I'm seeing in the job market, and I do have some powerful approaches to give you the edge for job searching during this trying time. As an HR professional, I am committed to helping you show your value to land career-defining jobs. So subscribe to this channel and hit the bell to get a new video every Thursday. In my 5 insights, I will tell you how to land a job when things are stalling, which companies and industries to pursue, how to get interviews, and in number 5, I tell you what to say that may very well seal the deal and get you the offer. Insight number 1, interviews are moving to video. Companies are still interviewing. They've got a lot of goals and they can't afford to stop hiring. So keep your job search going and pay attention to special ideas of how you can stand out. And I will go through a few of those in this video. Now, interviews are being conducted more by video and phone. So for video interviews, assume technology will not work and show up at least 5 to 10 minutes early. Test your camera, see what you look like, make sure your background is normal, and still dress up. Do not be too casual. I have had a video interview where the person was lying on their bed taking the interview. No, make sure you prop your computer up to eye level, look straight into the camera. Now, I also have some of my best phone interview tips all piled up into one video where I walk through each step of a phone interview, what to expect, how to rock it. And so I will link that video both in the comments and in the description. And there's a bonus tip here. Many of these companies aren't necessarily used to doing phone interviews. So think of ways that you can make this video interview stand out and be a special moment. Such as TikTok user Chris Fecto said on one of my videos to think about what it would have looked like in person. I sourced a whiteboard for a design challenge and they were impressed. That's a great example of how to stand out. Another way is to have your work samples ready and offer to screen share that when you're asked about it. Now, I'll link my video on how to build a BAMF Binder, which is essentially how to build a portfolio for any career path. And this is an incredible way to show your value and wow the interviewers in a remote situation. Insight number 2, certain roles are in demand. Everyone is feeling the impact of the outbreak, but some industries are really hurting while others are maybe even hiring even more. Industries like shipping, retail, restaurants, and travel are lessening hiring or doing layoffs. Glassdoor reported that 32% of new jobs posted have been by the government, healthcare, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, and nonprofit industries. They said the top 5 roles that are the most coronavirus-related openings include registered nurses, communication specialists, social workers, project managers, and technicians. ZipRecruiter said that ads for cleaners are surging by now by 75% up from what they were last year. All these companies are really making sure that their sanitation is top-notch right now. My last tip here is just don't assume that companies are not hiring. There may be aspects of their business model that can completely thrive in these times. Companies still need to hire, and you can be that person for them. Insight number 3, searches are happening on LinkedIn. An interesting insight is that companies may sometimes skip applications that are submitted and go straight to searching on LinkedIn for their talent, since they can pinpoint the exact combination of skills that they are looking for more easily using LinkedIn's search function. And recruiters are actually seeing increased responses to their messages on LinkedIn, since everyone's, sitting at home away from their bosses able to take the call. The lesson here is optimize your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you are showing up in those searches. Get those right keywords on there so that you are getting these great job opportunities. I will link several videos down in the comments and in the description of how to do this. Also, it's time to also step up your resume game. You can go to standoutresume.com. I have a free webinar coming out where I'll teach you exactly how to stand out from everyone else and articulate your experience in a compelling way, even if you're thinking about pivoting to a different industry. Insight number 4, offers are being postponed. So while interviews may be flowing at a decent pace, when it comes to locking down that offer and that start date, companies are feeling a little bit of uncertainty and they may be a bit shy to pull the trigger. The first thing you need to know this has nothing to do with you. They still want you. They love you. They want you to be on their team. So don't lose confidence. This has nothing to do with you. Now, more than ever, you need to follow up. Persistence gets jobs. Follow up every 5 business days or so while you are in the interview process. Even if they don't respond, keep following up. They're not responding because they're waiting to hear from someone who's waiting to hear from someone else who is trying to figure out what their next move is, and they have no idea what to tell you next. So I will link a free follow-up email template download in the comments of what you can say to them to keep this positive and sincere. Insight number 5, flexibility will be rewarded. With the level of change and uncertainty some companies are facing right now, the more flexible and potentially non-permanent you can make your situation, the better. I know some companies are terrified of bringing on new staff and then potentially having to terminate them a month later due to problems in the business, or taking on that expense of hiring someone new when finances are uncertain. So be the candidate who understands those concerns. Glassdoor has stated that there has been an uptick in the number of contractor and temporary roles posted online. So when interviewing, be open to your role potentially being a contract role, or another thing you can do is offer to have like a 90-day trial period so that both sides understand that it may not work out in that time, and that way the company doesn't necessarily have to pay you severance. Now, I know you want severance, that's important, but at least now you'll know that that's an agreement. You can be looking for other roles during that time. Also, think of maybe a freelance version of your role. I work in HR, and I could freelance helping companies to write their HR policies. I mean, specifically work from home and sick policies, if we're talking about the most needed things right now. How can you take elements of your skill set and offer them to companies for an hourly or project rate? There are lots of sites out there that can help you to advertise your work, like Fiverr, Upwork, TopTal. Now, I haven't vetted these freelance remote work sites yet, so I don't feel confident saying this is the site you need to go to. So if you know anything about this, please put it in the comments, recommend sites so that we can all learn from each other here. Remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much, everyone. Stay safe. Wi-Fi high five.